Hello everyone. There's a lot of systems in our body that is vital in our existence. Every single one of them has a role, but have you ever wondered how you can move? Why is it a human is capable of walking, running, jumping, or perform any other movements? Simply because of our muscles. Did you know that just by smiling, there are 43 muscles working together to produce this movement? Interesting, right? But what about the other muscle parts of our body? There could be 200 muscles working together at once, or even more. The fact is, there are 850 muscles in our body overall. How intriguing could it be more? Well then, let's dig into this discussion and learn about the amazing facts that our muscles can do. By the way, I am Vince Laxter D. Sagon, and me and my group mates will help you furthermore understand and learn about the muscular system. The muscular system. Human muscle system. The muscles of the human body that work the skeletal system, that are under voluntary control, and that are concerned with movement, posture, and balance. So whenever we say voluntary control, meaning we can move it at will. So whenever we want to move our body, whenever we want to flex our body, extend our arm, whenever we want to walk, it is at will. It does not just move on its own, but we move it for our own. For example, we want to move it, it's voluntary, meaning it's up to us whenever we wanted to move it. And the muscular system is used for our movement, yes. Just like what I said, whenever we want to move, we could move it. And for posture. So, for a human being, we have evolved. Like for example, the human evolution of Charles Darwin. We could see that every single type of a human has been evolving, and as you can see, their posture is changing. Why? Because over time, time by time, they are practicing their posture, and here we are right now. And also, we could use it for balance. So, how do you use it for balance? When you are standing, you wouldn't notice it because it's like, like you're doing nothing. How am I doing something? How is my body doing something if me is the one who carries my body? It's not even could not even decipher that I'm doing anything. Well, it's your muscles that do the work. They contract in order for you to hold yourself in position. Then, broadly considered, human muscle, like the muscle of all vertebrates, is often divided into striated muscle, or the skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle. So, this striated muscle or skeletal muscle, this is the one which is responsible for our posture, for our composition, overall composition. Before the skin, we have this striated muscles. Smooth muscles. Smooth muscles are muscles for the internal organs. Like for example, the intestine. What about the others? The kidney, liver, and a lot of organs. And the cardiac muscle is for the heart. It helps the heart to pump. So just to think about it, it's the muscles that helps the heart to pump. Amazing, right? So we have this video that could help you or could be a guide for you for throughout the discussion. So here it is.
Each time you take a step, 200 muscles work in unison to lift your foot, propel it forward, and set it down. It's just one of the many thousands of tasks performed by the muscular system. This network of over 650 muscles covers the body and is the reason we can blink, smile, run, jump, and stand upright. It's even responsible for the heart's dependable thump. First, what exactly is the muscular system? It's made up of three main muscle types: skeletal muscle, which attaches via tendons to our bones; cardiac muscle, which is only found in the heart; and smooth muscle, which lines the blood vessels and certain organs like the intestine and uterus. All three types are made up of muscle cells, also known as fibers, bundled tightly together. These bundles receive signals from the nervous system that contract the fibers, which in turn generates force and motion.
The muscle groups and their actions. In total, there are 10 muscle groups. But the first one that we are going to discuss is the neck. So, what is the neck? So, where's the neck located? So, for those who are confused where your neck is, it's between your head and your chest. Okay, so now you know where your neck is. So, what is the function of our neck? The motion of the neck is described in terms of rotation, flexion, extension, and side bending. So, simply say that we could move it every, like for example, we could move it in parts we wanted to move it. So, looking up, looking down, sides on the sides, or we could even rotate it, but we could not make a 360 turn using our neck because it might kill us. It's not really suggested to do because it's not going to happen because our neck isn't really that flexible enough. But if it is, if there's somebody in the world who could do it, well, he might have a very flexible neck muscles. So what about its importance? Neck muscles are bodies of tissue that produce motion in the neck when stimulated. So, importance. So, how is it important? So, for example, imagine if there's no muscle in your neck. How are you able to move your head? Because the neck is responsible of the movement of your head. So, if there's no muscle, you are not going to be able to move or tilt your head because there's no muscles in the neck. So next is the physical movement. Rotation, side bending, flexion. So you could do everything what you wanted to do with your neck, but not a 360 turn. That is not suggested. So for rotation, we could rotate it, but not horizontally, not in a horizontal oscillation, but just in a vertical oscillation. Okay, because horizontal oscillation is not, we could not do that just like that. So side bending, we can move it sidewards, we could bend it. And neck flexion. So neck flexion, whenever we wanted to, like for example, we there's this person who's calling at he is at the back of us. So when you want to see this person, you could just tilt your neck sideways and you could see that person. It doesn't really need to move your entire body just to see that person, but with the use of our neck, with its function that we could simply tilt it just like that, we could see that person at the back of us. So just to think about it, it's so precious that it does a lot of things to us, for us. And we make a lot of uses for it. So, our neck is so precious for us that we need to take care of it because in every single day we are using it in our daily living. But we should be careful because there are activities that affects the neck's health. Muscle tension and strain. There are activities that could cause a muscle tension. It may cause injuries to your neck. So this is usually due to activities and behavior, such as behavior. For example, if there's a kid who has this behavior, who could not just behave himself, who's always running, just like that. So what if it's very common for kids to fall? But what if in a very unexpected happening that his head is being twisted? It's not like twisted, but it's like bended sideways, and it caused a very severe injury to his neck. That would be a very bad cause, right? A very bad effect just because of it. So there are things that could cause muscle injuries to your neck. So, for example, poor posture. So you need to maintain your posture, because if you're not going to maintain it, it might cause strains to your neck. It might, like for example, when you are sleeping and you are not in a proper position, in a proper posture for sleeping. Like for example, your head is sidewards and your neck is being bended. And imagine you are sleeping for 8 hours and your neck is on that position for the entire night, for the entire sleep. And when you wake up in the morning, probably it will give you a painful strain. Working at a desk for too long without changing position. So, for example, you are working for this assignment, like for example, the EMath 111, no 100, EMath 100, or we could call it 1,000 because, for example, there are only 20 activities, but each item consists just like three parts. It's very tiring. I've experienced it. So, for example, you've been working for it for 4 hours straight, and you're so focused to it that you wanted to finish it as soon as you can because there's a lot of things that you must do. Like for example, for the other subjects, it's not just the EMath 1000 that you are going to make. There's still a lot of assignments, right? But yeah, working it for 4 hours straight might give you a very painful strain also. So whenever you feel like you're tired, move your neck, move it a little bit, not too much, because it might make the pain worse. So so in working, you should not forget to relieve the position of your neck. Okay, so that it won't affect its health. Next is jerking your neck during exercise. So it's in an exercise, it's good for a person to be a hyper one, to be energetic, but overly energetic might cause a very bad situation for you. Like for example, you're moving your neck too much. It might swell up the tendons in your neck, and you'll have a hard time moving your neck just because of your very energetic and hyper personality. So we should avoid in exercises or in any other activities. We should not move our neck like so much that it would cause for it to pain. Injury of the neck. The neck is particularly vulnerable to injury, especially in falls. So, for example, you're climbing a mango tree and you suddenly fall and you fell from it, and it's your head that hit the ground first. It might kill you. Car accidents. For example, for car accidents, most commonly, car accidents is caused by commonly it's bumping into something so hard, like for example a tree that might like for example there's a lot of force that is in you while moving with the car. So when you bump into the tree, it might due to a centrifugal force, you cannot do anything but just go with the flow of the force that it exerted. So your neck might stumble. It's not stumble, but it might it but the situation could cause for your neck to extend because you cannot do anything to the situation. Okay. So next is sports. Yeah, commonly in there are some situations like the sport a UFC, a fighting sport, where they make their opponent struggle so that, like for example, they're holding their opponent in the neck or punching their opponent on the neck. That's it's considered in the sport, but it would really cause the person who's punched or being held on the neck for too long. It might cause a very severe pain, so we should avoid it. So for the healthy neck, so the neck is so precious for us that we do a lot of uses for it, to it. So what are the things that we need to do? Work on your posture. A simple posture will help you improve your neck. Strengthen the neck muscles. Strengthen your neck muscles. There are common exercises that you could do. So, for example, dumbbell lifting, like weighing, lifting weights that is not really heavy enough. Just you could lift it. It will help your neck muscles to improve. Get chiropractic care. Chiropractic care is for those persons who have a real pain in their neck. They should have a chiropractic care. Okay, so for chiropractic care, it's a treatment where the injury or pain in your neck is naturally occurring, and there's nothing you could do with it because it's happening inside. So for those who have that, get a chiropractic care and take care of your neck. And so for the next discussion will be presented by the next report of our group, and that would be all for the neck.